I got a feeling that it's gonna be a wonderful day.
It's all about good morning.
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 How you doing?
Morning.
Morning.
Morning. Morning.
Morning.
Morning.
Morning. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is I, the one, the only, the hot ravioli, El Presidente, Julian Nicholas, and I am here with the wonderful Junior.
Hello.
How you doing?
Tired.
Am I not surprised?
Exactly.
And we are also here with the wonderful Mr. Nessie.
Good morning, El Presidente. How are you this fine Monday morning?
Surprisingly, I feel great. I'm not tired. I'm fully dressed, thankfully. I had a decent bowl of cereal, and yeah, I feel good. I was not naked. Okay, did not need to hear that at 7:16 in the morning. There's some drama up here. How you doing, Junior? But other than sleeping.
Obviously, I've been working on the drawings right now, so working on that.
Okay.
I bet the clock's changing really threw you off.
Yeah, I should definitely fix my sleeping schedule mostly. I should definitely fix that.
You should have fixed it since you've been saying you.
What time you go to bed?
Usually, sometimes if I'm not busy, I usually sleep 1 hour, but sometimes I'm not.
No. Like what
Answer
time?
the time. Answer the question you were asked. What time do you go to bed?
At 1.
O'clock in the morning?
What time do you wake up?
At normal, at 6. That's where the bus came in, and then I was running late, and then yeah.
Why don't you try going to bed at 8 o'clock this week?
I just don't want to
Well, then don't complain that you're tired.
Exactly.
You can do it to yourself.
I mean, yeah.
I have no sympathy for the self-inflicted wounds of no sleep.
Oh wow, teamwork, wonderful.
Hey, there's sometimes I stay up till what? Sometimes 2, maybe even 3 in the morning, and I still try to find that bit of energy left somehow. I know that's surprising, and I do not encourage it. Just want to make that clear. Do not stay past
Sleeping.
Yep. Sleeping is very important for your mental health, so.
Sleeping.
Well, at Sunday I played poker with my dad, so
Wait, you play poker with your dad?
yeah.
You are the only person that I know who is that young to play poker.
Well, me and my dad, we both play poker with my uncles and my tios. So
Aren't you too young to play poker?
I asked my dad if I can play. He was
No,
like,
you're too young to play poker in a casino. He could play poker with family and friends.
yeah.
And yet
I tried.
And yet my dad rarely let me play dominoes with him and his friends. How nice.
Every dad is different.
I guess.
Wow. Okay.
Speaking of differences, the weather.
We'll make it sweet. We'll make it short. Now here for you is the weather report.
Waka waka. Hey. No, please don't.
Buenos dias, ladies and gentlemen. We are currently at 34 degrees, but do not worry, do not fret. We'll only reach a high of 51 degrees, but it will be windy all day long.
All right, now I like that.
What, you like the wind?
Yeah, because fresh air.
All right.
Oh, I thought it was because you're an easy pushover. Get it? Wind, pushing. Huh? Okay, that one didn't land. I'll admit. Wait, what's so funny? The original joke or the fact that it didn't land?
Let's just do the announcements, okay?
Okay. Did you know that after we do the show live each day we release as a podcast? You can listen to the Zero Morning Show on demand wherever you listen to your podcasts, including Apple and Spotify. Click the links down below.
Huh? Okay, my bad.
Good morning, zebras. It's Miss Morano with your Women's History Month quote of the day. I want all the girls, without an exception, to have that space for themselves, where they have opportunities to be the women they wish to be. Priyanka Chopra.
Nice. Today is National 311 Day. I don't know what that is.
Natural Proposal Day. Ooh,
Try it again.
proposal.
Try it again.
Why you want me to try it again?
Because you said it wrong twice.
Promposal.
I hate oatmeal, so forget that.
Yes.
National Worship of Tools Day. That's probably my dad's favorite holiday. He's a maintenance man.
Johnny Appleseed Day.
National Napping Day.
Yes, my favorite time of year.
Sleeping.
So to answer your first question, 311 is the system in the country. That's the phone number you can call. In most cities, it's a non-emergency number
Oh.
where you can report any issues, you can find out about city services, and you can ask questions regarding the community you live in. So that number is 311.
Nice.
I believe it was started in the early 2000s.
Nice.
And maybe today is the day you do your promposal for whoever that lucky lady is that you're going to take to the prom.
Leave me
Yeah.
alone about this. I've already said this numerous times.
He wants to be
I call
alone.
bullcrap on that.
She's
Jeez.
going to be a very lucky lady.
Leave me alone about this.
Ah! Sorry.
Why you put your hands up like you're on a roller
Because I
coaster?
am sick and tired of you harassing me about this. I want to go to the prom with either my friends or with myself because I love myself.
What about this laundry list of women who might be sad if you don't ask?
Okay, okay, name me one. Name me one.
I don't walk around with you enough during the day to know who all these wonderful people are.
Oh.
Okay then, so why keep harassing me about this same issue when I clearly state I want to go with myself
'Cause
and
I-
only myself or my friends?
I think you're afraid.
Afraid of what?
Being happy.
I can be happy with my friends. Anyway, students, it's never too late to join a club. Here are the clubs meeting today.
The FBLA Club at 2:45 to 3:45 at C107.
And there's no Zebra Podcast Network today, so don't look for me.
Oh, okay.
Chromebooks can be serviced or replaced daily during the following times from 9 to 10 a.m. to 1 to 2 p.m. Ask your teachers for a pass to go to their setup near the main staircase.
Pizza with the Police join us on Pi Day for an afternoon insightful conversation and pizza making fun. It's gonna start at Thursday, March 14 at 2:45 to 4 p.m. in D105.
And where can they sign up, Junior?
They can go scan that dino code on their screen and then they will take you there.
Alrighty.
Nice.
Thank you.
We've got a blood drive coming up.
What?
So because of you, life doesn't stop. This blood drive is a collaborative event between your high school Key Club and your Hispanic Culture Club. It'll take place on March 20th, 2024, from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. in the wrestling room. You do need to make an appointment by March 13th, which is Wednesday this week. If you have any questions, you can see Miss Anderson in C205 or Miss Oviedo in D215. Some minimum guidelines: you need to be at least 16 years old and you need to have your parents' consent. You need to be at least 110 pounds and you must have identification. Help save a life. Donate blood.
Hey, what?
Blah, blah, blah.
No, we're not. Halloween already passed and I'm already getting tired of that. All right, come
you
on.
don't get the joke?
Yes, the vampire licks blood.
Anyway, Hispanic Culture Club presents our annual cultural festival. Save the date, folks, March 21st, 2024 at 4 o'clock p.m. Where, you may ask? In the new Brunswick High School cafeteria. The entry fee is only $5. Travel to different countries without a passport. There will be music, performances, and most importantly, food.
Do you want to make your high school memorable?
Do you want to participate in the pep rallies, come up with ideas for the pep rally, create themes for Spirit Week?
If it sounds like something you're interested in, then look no further and come join the Student Council.
Student Council is a committee where students gather and discuss ongoing events in the school.
We're in charge of candygrams, Spirit Week, pep rallies, and more.
For more information, visit our website, nbstudentcouncil.com,
And our Instagram at nbhs.stuco. That's nbhs.stuco.
It's more than a committee, it's a family.
What's up is down, what's left is right.
You're listening to the Zebra Podcast Network. Your school, your voice.
Welcome to Peer to Peer, a podcast where everyone is invited to join the conversation.
We're your hosts, students from New Brunswick High School Peer Leadership, and we're here to share our journeys with you.
From triumphs to challenges, we'll dive deep into our experiences both inside and outside the classroom.
We believe that everyone has the potential to be a leader, and through our stories, we hope to inspire you to find your own path.
Subscribe now and join us on this journey of reflection, growth, and leadership development.
This is Peer to Peer, where your story matters.
This is Peer to Peer, where your story matters.
This is Peer to Peer, where your story matters.
This is Peer to Peer, where your story matters.
This is Peer to Peer, where your story matters.
This is Peer to Peer, where your story matters.
Sazon Latino podcast hosted by Hispanic Culture Club. So if you guys have free time or, or don't have anything to do, I suggest you take a listen to our podcast, Sazon Latino, where we talk about a range of different things from culture to community to different types of ways to get involved here at the high school. So I would definitely suggest that you give it a listen either on Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, or the zebrapodcastnetwork.com/Sazon Latino.
Congratulations to the cast and crew of a You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown. It was a fantastic show. I seen it on, what was that, Friday? Yeah, Friday. Wait, or was it Thursday?
Oh my God.
It was Thursday, opening night. It was fantastic. Y'all did fantastic, great. And I'm just happy that y'all did wonderful, honestly.
And we're gonna miss this. Like the audio.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Wah, 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 wah. Mr. Thornburg, we need you to make a new commercial for us for anything.
Oh, please.
Maybe you can get one of your theater classes to make a commercial about something.
Oh, don't even look at me.
Attention seniors, your class cordially invites you to the senior prom. It will be a night of enchantment on May 24th, 2024. The prom will take place from 7 p.m. to 12 a.m. at the Marigold in Somerset. Prom bid information is coming soon. Have a wonderful evening, either by yourself or with that special someone.
Don't even get mad.
Happy birthday to Yasmeli Thomas, one of my former students. She's a young lady on the JV girls basketball team. She's a fantastic young person, and I want to wish her a very happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Send us your birthday shout-outs, folks. They are free. They do not cost a dime, penny, or even a nickel. And if your friends doesn't, notify us that it's going to be a birthday, get new friends.
There you go. Zebra Morning Show, upsetting the friendship dynamic throughout the school.
Yeah.
Here's what's not going to upset the friendship dynamic. Junior, tell everybody about our merch.
Of course, we got stickers, water bottles, even shirts, and also new hoodies and all that. And I'm still making the cartoon shirts.
How can they get this beautiful merchandise?
They can go get that on the dino code on their screen, and then they will take them down to the Zero Podcast Network website.
All right.
Perfect.
You want to get your announcement or shout on the morning show? Well, visit our website, zebrapodcastnetwork.com. Submit something on a Google form or send us a lovely voicemail. And now, the Zebra Sports Desk.
Good morning, Zebra Nation. The football team is looking for players for the upcoming 2024 fall season. All students in grades 9 through 11 should consider playing football. No experience is necessary. Our coaches and players will teach you what you need to know to be successful on the gridiron. Visit the weight room after school Monday through Thursday. You can get more information and you can meet our head coach, Coach Glahusky. That's it for sports.
Go Zebras! Go Zebras indeed.
You're listening to the Zebra Podcast Network. Your school, your voice.
Well, gentlemen, today is Maestro Monday. It is a white day. And here is a
No. It's a blue day.
What are you talking about?
It's a blue day.
Okay.
It's not a white day. Tomorrow's a white day.
Okay, Junior. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Anyway, here is a interview that we had with Mr. Dugan. I am here with the wonderful Mr. Dugan. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing very good.
Now, what inspired you to become a teacher?
You know, you always hear the stories about people who had like one really inspiring teacher that starts them out. That's not really what happened for me.
Yeah.
For me, I had this experience where I used to work security at the Seattle Waterfront Marriott in Seattle.
Wow.
And when I was doing the head of security work there, a lot of what I had to do was trying to make sure that a corporation made a lot more money and that drunk rich people were not a problem for other drunk rich people. And my mom got injured. She had a spinal injury, and I had to go back to Florida and help her through that. And when I was going through that, I had this like chance to look at my life and realize that I wanted to do something that I felt would actually make the world a better place instead of just kind of perpetuating this institution of like rich people being coddled. And I thought the best place to do that would be to get involved in education. So I started subbing, and after substitute teaching for 2 years, I got my teaching accreditation and such. I have a degree in English, so I originally started teaching in language arts and reading courses. And then I transitioned when I started teaching in high schools to teaching social sciences.
Now, why did you make that shift from teaching English to teaching social studies?
I have always been kind of obsessed with history. And the fact of the matter is that whenever someone says that they don't like history, it always seems really odd to me because everything has a history. There is a past to everything.
I know, right? It's just crazy that you hear some people say, oh, I don't like history. Why? You have to learn from it to help better your future.
Well, we have that problem where in education, the way we approach it a lot of time, people break these different disciplines into these discrete, separate things. They're like, I don't like math, I don't like history, I don't like these things. And they have the things that they think that they do like as opposed to that. But one of the important realms within social sciences is that you have the opportunity to talking about the history of things to draw upon and interconnect all those things together. So that means that, like, if I teach the scientific revolution, I can teach things from Newton, I can teach things from the different chemists and alchemists and stuff and the transitions for that. And you can find a thing that will latch on for and bring passion with somebody. You just have to find the right thing for that person. And social sciences is one of those ways that we can try and like break down those barriers between what people consider to be different disciplines.
All right. My second question is, who is or was your major advocate or motivator?
My girlfriend was probably my greatest motivator right now. Whenever I have an idea or something, she is the one who's going to push me in order to go through with it and to work and help facilitate it. We made a joke about Mr. Nessie recently that whenever somebody brings up a problem that they have, Mr. Nessie's resolution to that problem is do it. Just do that thing. And my girlfriend does pretty much the same thing. It's like, okay, so what are the barriers to achieving this thing that we're trying to do? Identify those, eliminate those, or overcome them, and do the thing you want to do.
All right. Well, that's sweet. You see, folks, that's called true love right there. Next, what are your hobbies outside of school and outside of being a teacher?
Oh, this is where you call me nerd really loudly from what you do. I play tabletop role-playing games. I play D&D and stuff. Vampire the Masquerade is a big one for me. There's a couple of, like, the thing is that D&D has gone through a really bad period right now with Wizards of the Coast trying to destroy small creators and such.
Yeah.
So there's a wealth of independent games that people should be looking into to try and like destabilize the hold that
like the Monopoly.
Yeah. They have such huge market control that it's really important that people like look at other kinds of games like Blades in the Dark and stuff like that, which are very different in how they approach stuff and give you a different way of playing things.
All right.
I write. I do voiceover work. I do a couple of different things. A lot of stuff I do under like other names and stuff.
Like,
so that
like
it doesn't
pseudonym
trace back.
names.
Yep. So that it doesn't trace back to my like job.
Oh, okay. What made you decide to teach at New Brunswick High School?
I wanted to leave Florida. One, pay was a thing, but also just the environment in Florida was not going in a direction that we particularly wanted.
Wait, was it because of the Florida men stories?
No, do you know why those happen?
Drugs?
No, actually, because you actually have like high drug use across the United States. But the reason that you have those Florida man stories arising was because the Associated Press access to information from Florida has a lot fewer barriers than it does with other states. So disproportionately, Florida appears to have way crazier crime and events, but it's simply that the transition from there being an arrest or an odd event happening or a court case to it being published is much shorter in Florida than it is in other states.
Wow. I think I heard of that before, actually. But we were talking about, but let's revert back. That was my fault.
That's all right.
It was, what made you decide to teach at New Brunswick High?
I wanted to move to New Jersey in general. My girlfriend's from New Jersey, and we had checked out a couple of different places. I considered moving back to the Pacific Northwest for Seattle or for Portland, Oregon. But just the confluence of events, this was the best place that worked the best for us. So we wanted to move to New Jersey, and I was lucky enough to get the opportunity to work here. And I worked at Title I schools in Florida and with very like highly diverse class types and stuff. This is a different experience, but it's really fulfilling to be able to be here and to have these new experiences in this new place. And to get an idea, because where I worked, we were in a suburban area, and this is more urban adjacent for it. So it's interesting to see the different qualities and the different like personalities that come up just from that kind of geography, but the stuff that's still the same, like the universal, like black hoodies. Everybody wears black hoodies all across the United States. Everyone's wearing black hoodies. There are these different trends and things that, because of pop culture, will be replicated all across the country. And then there are things that are extremely specific that appear just here.
All right.
Mr. Dugan, I got.
No,
Can I
yeah.
ask a question, Julian?
No, I was just gonna say, well, that's my questionnaire. On to Mr. Nessie. See, I was trying to be nice.
Anyway, I get the impression that you are not from the area like New Jersey. Where did you grow up?
I'm from Indiana, Indianapolis specifically. That's where I was from. And then I spent a lot of my time growing up in Florida before moving to Seattle, working there for a while, and then back to Florida. And then I was there for, I think it was actually like 11 years now that I lived in Florida from Seattle. And then now I've been less than a year living in New Jersey.
Nice.
Okay. Now, you are one of a handful of guests that we've had in this spot that had a professional life prior to getting into teaching.
Mm-hmm.
But if we go all the way back to maybe your college days or coming out of high school, what were your career aspirations? If you never got into teaching, like what would you still be doing? What were you really interested in maybe when you were younger?
I was interested in writing a lot, and I was pursuing work as an editor and things like that. But there was the thing, when I got out of school, there's not like I found a different bliss or anything like that. I came out during like the 2008 financial crisis, and getting work, that was when a lot of the young people who were in college at the time found out that we had been told this idea of like, just go to college, just as a degree, you will get a job. That did not pan out.
Surprise!
Yeah. The financial crisis that happened meant that, like, even if you had done all of the things that you were kind of instilled that you were supposed to do, that wasn't enough. So I worked in different jobs. I worked in hotels and worked my way up to head of security there, and just found it to not be fulfilling. It's one of the things where if you progress as far as you can in a particular industry or in a particular job, and it's completely unfulfilling, that is an obvious sign that you need to get out of that.
Absolutely. And I get the sense, being, a new colleague of mine here this year, that you very much enjoy social studies, you enjoy education. But for our listeners, you teach 9th grade world history this year. You have a section of honors, and you've got some other, not honors classes, but, world history. What is your area of interest in history that either you like? I know you enjoy world history, but do you love world history? Is there another period that you really enjoy and get into?
When it comes to like what historical period to cover, I always love transitional moments between things. I always love these kind of liminal spaces that you get where there was some sort of an established status quo, and then something comes and upsets that, and you have this new existence that's getting born out from it. Like we talking about the transition from the Middle Ages into like the Renaissance Reformation period, where these questionings of authority were becoming more and more prevalent amongst people. When you look at things like the Chinese Civil War and like all of the different like sides of warlords and nationalists and communists all vying for the future of what a place and a people will be, those are always really interesting because you see this collection of high-minded ideals that have to like compress themselves into the real world and the nitty-gritty, combined with the conflict with other people's ideals is what they would be. And seeing those things all shake out into whatever manifestation you get in reality is always extremely compelling to me.
Is there a particular transition period like you described that you would love to go back and witness or experience?
One of the things, whenever I've always had students who ask me if you could go back in time, what time period? And I'm like, I would not go back in time. Most of those time periods do not have penicillin, and I don't want to die. But
agreed.
But if you go by like witness, that's a much more appealing prospect where you have the opportunity to like see for yourself what actually happened. And there are a couple of like key events like that. Like there is the event, if you go by the Chinese Civil War, there's an event where Chiang Kai-shek, the nationalist leader, is held at gunpoint by a Manchurian commander under him. He is allowed at that point, the Manchurian people, to be like massacred by the Japanese, and he just doesn't care. And one of his guys, who is Manchu, pulls a gun on him and is going to give him over to the communists in order to try and get the nationalist forces to assist in actually fighting the Japanese.
Wow.
And I want to know what that conversation is in that room. I want to know when he pulls out that gun, what does he say to Chiang Kai-shek? What do you say to your commanding officer who let your father and a bunch of other people within your family be butchered by an invading force? What do you say to him?
Julian, do you have any more history questions? 'Cause
Hmm.
you are our resident historian.
Yes, I am. In fact, I'm currently wearing a shirt that says Certified History Nerd.
I don't know why you stood up because we're not doing any video at this present time.
That's okay. He has his entire motion he works through. Whether there's a camera or not, this is the Julian you have.
Yes, what you see is what you get, whether you see him or not.
Yep. What history questions do I have?
I'll prime the pump a little bit.
All right.
Favorite president?
Oof, that's hard. Not for the same reason for Julian. I have a much more critical view of presidents in general than El Presidente seems to bring to it. But if you're going by like most interesting, that is more like, as opposed to like favorite person.
Yeah.
I think that like most interesting to talk about, reprehensible person, but like Andrew Jackson, very interesting to talk about.
I mean, yeah, I could get that.
Oh yeah, no, not a good person.
Oh
You
yeah,
don't want to be around him. But if you're telling the stories, you're like, okay, so this guy did this, and that's much more interesting. Teddy Roosevelt, who's always a fan favorite, he has a lot of bad stuff, like Panama, that can be put onto him.
And the Philippines, technically.
Yes. Well, McKinley starts us with the Philippines.
Oh, yeah.
McKinley is the one who famously said that we have to take over the Philippines and accept our control over them in order to Christianize them. The Philippines, historically, a place that had spent several hundred years being Catholic by that point.
Mm-hmm.
So,
imperialism.
Yes.
Yay!
So, like I said, for me, it's less, and this is true of like a lot of your like quote unquote great men of history. They're not good people, but they can be very interesting. Like Charlemagne is not a good person. He's interesting. He's compelling.
And illiterate.
Yes. He's the weird transitional figure between like the idea people have now of a monarch, of a king and what a king should be, and the idea of like what a barbarian warlord was. Like he has some, I'm not, for the color of the podcast, I am not going to get into any details of that, but he has some very colorful moments with his own men that involves in them being dead and everyone being reminded why he's in charge.
Ah.
Yeah.
Transition.
Yes.
The intersection of two different
points in history.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right. So, history questions?
Honestly, no. Surprisingly.
That's weird. I thought this, I mean, we probably do one of these Malcolm Gladwell numbers here for a few hours.
All right.
No, I don't want to do that.
You know what? I got a question. What is a better time machine? All right. I know it doesn't really revolve around history, but hear me out.
Okay.
The DeLorean from Back to the Future or the telephone booth from Bill and Ted?
Well, DeLorean has more room in it, but
oh yeah.
When you talk about time travel, the metaphysics inside of it, you always have to identify like what kind of vis-a-vis paradoxes, what kind of time travel you're doing. So the method of entry into like a different timeline is always the thing that kind of has the deciding point of like, are you able to affect things, or are you simply taking actions that will fulfill the inevitability of what was already happening?
Oh.
So do you get to actually change something in the past and live in that changed thing, which is what the DeLorean allows for? Or if you're doing Bill and Ted's thing, you don't get an alternate timeline from that because everything has to be put back the same way. You get the line where it's like, well, you forgot that only one of us could possibly go back, which is why your gun is fake and our gun is that kind of thing from the second movie.
Honestly, I hate the second movie of Bill and Ted. It was just
fine to hate it. I'm simply using it as canon.
Oh yeah, definitely. It was just boring.
It's why I didn't like the recent Napoleon movie, because there was nothing about the Battle of San Dimas.
Oh yeah.
Didn't portray him eating the Ziggy Piggy.
No.
Actually, I was going to throw a third time machine in. What about the hot tub?
The hot tub?
Hot tub time machine.
That one
I've never seen it, so
you've never seen Hot Tub Time Machine?
I mean, I would love to. It's just that again, I haven't seen it.
It's a mess as far as like things making sense and stuff. I'm surprised you guys didn't bring up like BBC with the TARDIS or anything for that, but I'll take the one that has like infinite space on the inside as like over anything else. Because if I have a time machine, I don't trust whatever time I'm going to. I want to have it be functionally a house when I go into this new place.
Fair enough.
Plus a hot tub.
All right, Mr. Dugan, want to thank you for pre-recording this conversation with us, and on behalf of everyone here on the network, welcome to New Brunswick High School. We would have loved to have had you on sooner, but
wait,
Mr. Alex, he does the scheduling.
Wait a minute, aren't you gonna ask him those two important questions? Or?
Yeah, I'm not done.
Okay,
this is the interlude before I get to that.
Okay.
There was a feeling of signing off, and he's responding to that.
Yeah, just making sure.
Our last two questions, Mr. Dugan.
Yes.
Since not every student will get to have you here at New Brunswick High School, what sage words of wisdom or advice would you like to impart on our student body?
I think that everybody, regardless of their age, should fight against the idea that education is something exclusively for children, or that it is something that should be isolated to a single part of your life. I think that a life well lived is one where you are constantly striving to improve yourself through learning more.
You could clap louder.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes.
And our final question, Mr. Dugan, if you could put a message up on the digital signboard outside the school and everybody driving by could see it for a week, what would you put on that board?
It's going to be extremely cliche, but I did almost get hit twice this morning coming to work today, so I'm going to go with drive safe.
Fair enough.
Yeah, fair enough.
An important message for those on Route 27. Mr. Dugan, thank you for being here on the show. Good luck the rest of your year.
Thank you very much.
We're glad to have you as a part of this department.
It was a pleasure, and I love this school, and I love working with my teammates in it.
Also, thanks for the slang idea.
Yes. Thank you for the slang idea.
I even wrote
he had
down
both ideas.
Oh yeah, I even wrote down the insults Friday.
He was taking notes during the show.
Hey, I want to be creative with my insults. Okay, it's called having vocabulary.
Once you've been like a seasoned student, you just start taking notes whenever.
Yep.
He's such a square.
Hey, don't be bland.
It's better than being a fink.
It's better than being a flake.
True. All right, wrap up the interview.
Bye, everybody. Thank you again, Mr. Dugan, for that wonderful interview. Well, I guess we could wrap up the episode from here. See ya, everybody.
Thank you for listening to the Zebra Morning Show. Please tell a friend to help spread the word. Word of mouth is the best way to help us grow. Be sure to follow us on social media. We're on X, Instagram, and Threads at Zebra Podcast Net. Visit our website at zebrapodcastnetwork.com where you can learn about joining us. And don't forget to send us your announcements and shout-outs. Have a great day, Zebra Nation.
See you later, ladies. Bye-bye.